sorta. Remy boys that know us. Fast money don't show us. No one can control it.
Hey, I hope y'all are all having a great Friday. This is Light Traveler, and I just basically wanted to talk about the cure, the best cure for indecision. In my whole life, I can say that my worst flaw, my biggest flaw for myself has been just indecision and fear of the unknown, fear of change, just always a fear of, failure, just fear of doing something different. Even if I wasn't comfortable in a current position, it was something that was familiar to me. It was a guarantee, whereas the unknown is not a guarantee. So it would be so bad that I can say in my lifetime that I have talked myself out of and scared my own self out of things that would have been in my best interest, like jobs and different things like that. I can use a perfect example. When I was in the military, my first sergeant came to me, and out of all of the soldiers that were at my unit, and it was probably like 400 soldiers. At that time, I was stationed in Louisiana, but I was living in Mississippi, but I would drive to Louisiana once a month for drill. And my first sergeant came to me, and he was like, Sergeant Husband, he said, I have a good position for you. Out of all, like I said, out of all of the other soldiers that were there, he came to me and he was like, I have a position for you. It's working with the recruiter here at the unit. You would stay here. You would be making good money, obviously. You wouldn't have to worry about like having an apartment or anything, because you would live right here. And I was so afraid at that time of change. And I don't have kids. I don't have a husband. It should never be anything to stop me from, going out and seeing the world and finding a new path for myself. I was living with my mom at that time, and I had just got out of a relationship where I was still in love with the guy. He lived in Mississippi, and really just the thought of being in Louisiana and that far away from him and away from my mom, and it just really, I was frightened. I was afraid of change. I wasn't ready for change. So I turned down that position, and that was in 2013. This is 2019, and I can look back and say that was one of the worst decisions that I ever made, because it would have just been in my best interest. I would have had a lot more money, and it would have just been an experience that I think would have changed the whole direction of where I am now in my life. So I turned that down. But I can say that the best cure for indecision is, hands down, is when your back is against the wall and when you have finally hit rock bottom. When you finally hit rock bottom and you have nothing, and you have lost your apartment, you don't have a car, let me take these keys out. Okay, you don't have anything. You lost your relationship. You don't have an apartment. Whatever it is, whatever your idea of rock bottom is, the worst case scenario, when you don't have any other choices, when you don't have you can't afford to be indecisive, and you have to go with whatever you can to get you out of that situation, then you will make a decision. When you finally realize that I have nitpicked everything apart so much, looking for perfection and dodging the unknown so much, that I have talked myself out of job promotions, I have talked myself out of positions. I've always been fearful, and I've never had a whole lot of confidence in life. So there was times when people would try to give me like high positions, like, manager, or, working directly with the manager and doing stuff that would, where I would be able to climb up the ladder and get to even higher position. I talked myself out of it because I felt like I wouldn't be good enough. I felt like I wouldn't do a good job. So I talked myself out of those positions. But as I said, the best cure for indecision and not just staying in your comfort zone because you're afraid of change is when you finally hit rock bottom. And I can say this right now, if you are brave enough to step outside of your comfort zone and try different things and accept different, maybe you can dodge hitting rock bottom. Do you see what I'm saying? Rock bottom is somewhere that can be dodged. You're more likely to hit rock bottom if you're hanging on to something that you know is no good for you because you're too afraid to try something different. But when you finally have nothing left, you will make a decision. You will accept that job that always you was afraid of, or you thought you wouldn't be good at, or you nitpicked apart because you thought the people there would look at you as not a outgoing, extroverted person, or because you thought that you would fail, you turned down all of this stuff. You will not do that when you finally realize that I have to accept what was offered to me right now. I don't have the luxury to, say, no, I won't accept this. So you will make a decision. So that's just the bottom line is my point is that you finally make a decision when you hit rock bottom. So why not make the decision before you hit rock bottom? And I'm preaching to the choir right now. I'm preaching to myself because, this is something that took me forever to learn. I'm a habitual, indecision person because I'm afraid of the unknown one, and because I always feel like I won't be good enough at it. So anyway, like I said, I hope y'all are having a great Friday, and I hope y'all have a great weekend. And this is Light Traveler. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you like my channel or any of my content, hit the subscribe button. And thank y'all for watching, and have an awesome weekend. Bye-bye.